Right, okay, so welcome back to Exehaven Harbour, and as you can see, this has all been cleared. This is sometime, it's probably about 3 weeks or 4 weeks after I've done the last video, 3 weeks very likely. Now this is all cleared, it's ready to have the upper level put in, which will then join up to the higher level, which as I pan round here you'll see right at the back I've been putting some, well, what should we call it, track bed down, ready, or raised track bed ready for more track laying coming round there. Now it's only loosely put in at the moment, but I'm just planning it out. My next step today is clearing all of this too. Absolute too. I've been working indoors as well. Some of you know that I've been decorating and so on, and doing various jobs. I've just had a swine of a job actually. A kitchen door recently fell off, kitchen cupboard door, and the holes that they were screwed into have become too big, and after various attempts, I've managed to fix them now with some fixing plates that they do, which is something I've just recently discovered. Which is so if any of you have trouble with your kitchen cupboard doors and you can't get them back on, let me know and I'll guide you to where you get these kitchen cupboard plates from, which seems to work. Unless Mrs. Exehaven really yanks it and it'll obviously all come off again, but anyway. So the other thing, I digress slightly there. The other thing that I've been doing is obviously cutting lengths of track bed. These are just straight lengths, and as I pan round again, I'm going to have to curve round here. So that's yet to be worked out, but you know, it'll be easily done. The other things that I've been doing is cutting out the right sort of the blocks for the track bed to sit on. They're all the same height, and or they're the height that I want anyway, the height that will join up with that back bridge. So yeah, so progress is being made, but as it has been recently, ever so slowly, so apologies for that. I've just temporarily, I made the platforms for the old station. I've temporarily put them back in again, just to get an idea of how much room I need for the upper level, and how much it will give me for the dock side. So I've got some track down there, sort of planning that out as well. So it looks like I've got plenty. So plenty to be getting on with. I really need to get going again to get. I mean, my mojo's back, but I've just had so many other things to do. So I know I was just watching Graham Falston actually, and he was saying he's got other projects ongoing, and he just can't get himself up into his model railway room. So I know the feeling, Graham, if you actually ever watched my videos. I think you have done once or twice. But anyway, here we go. So that's where I'm at. I'll come back to you in a while, probably when I've got all of that track bed down. So so you'll see where we're going. Okay, so I'll catch you in a while. Right, something else I may have forgotten to show you, and I can't remember what I showed you in the last video now. But anyway, there was, if you remember, some of you regular watchers, there was 2 points here, which sort of interchanged the tracks just before crossing over the bridge that I made, which would have helped the trains cross over the tracks when they were originally coming out of Exehaven Harbour station. Now there was the junction here that led off there, and as you can see, there is no points there at all now. I've made that far less complicated. Nice little run in to what will be Exehaven Central station. Just a crossover track there on the double track main line. There'll be another 2 tracks going in here, which will interchange with these. Haven't worked that out yet, but they let's call them the local line there'll be 2 double track local lines which will run right round as well, but that will just basically do an oval, hopefully going through some lovely scenery one day, which will work its way right round, and it will come down to what will be the water's edge, hopefully, and then back round and into Exehaven Central Station again. And the 2 tracks will be here that are coming to there. So yeah, I mean, that is all down to me just wanting to have 4 trains running at once. So and I've got the room, so why not? Up this end where all this mess is now will be Budleigh Regis. Budleigh Regis still in my plan. It's going to be a lovely seaside town which will fill up all of this section, and the tracks will run through it. And hopefully I'm also going to fit some kind of dairy or some industry down here at Budleigh Regis. It's going to be the centre for delivering milk and then onwards up to London in my little world. So but again, yet to be worked out. And running down the back here from that spur, there will be a line that will run into the docks, which will be in front of the raised bit that I've just put in there temporarily while I'm working away. So the docks will sort of cover this, it's my finger, this front part basically, and across and round there up to there. So yeah, so we're carrying on and working away. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so sometime later I have cut a load more supports, which I'm hoping will see me right round to the back bridge there. I may have to cut some more to support the upper level for Exehaven Harbour Station. But and I'm almost certain I've got to do that, actually, looking at the amount that I've got. But so this is where I've got, after lots of measuring out and cutting today, I'll be going in now because I've got other stuff to do indoors. But yeah, I've cut that curve out, so we now run all the way from the back round, curve round. This curve here is bigger than a radius 4, so you know, I don't know what radius that would be, but I might be able to tell you actually. I used my 24-inch track setter to help me measure that curve around there, because basically what I want to do down this side, there'll be like a retaining wall, so that's the look I want. And obviously across the top, these are 2 main lines which will eventually join up with this as it runs round, goes right round over the back bridge, then it crosses the main line there and then starts coming back down, and I'll work it back down and into here. So that will be the main line, and then like I said earlier, there'll be just kind of like a fancy oval really of a double track local line. So yeah, and obviously we've got a little industrial area that I'd like to fit up there, and then there'll be some tracks that come round into the harbour down here. Up here I'll have to mount another board, and I want it to look like Exehaven, just sort of sweeping down from the hill to the beach, which hopefully will be down there, a bit of town there, more town up here, and right out to the bridge probably, but that's a long way to go yet. But yeah, so that was a lot of work. Pretty pleased with what I've got done today. The old mojo's well up and running now, and I'll be back out here tomorrow as it's a non-golfing Saturday. So yeah, here we go. There'll be more supports underneath these. This is just to show you for now, and there is another one under there on the curve. But yeah, like I say, it's just to show you and show me really, just to get the lines that I want in and around here. Like I say, Exehaven Harbour Station will be here. It will only be 3 platforms now, so don't be fooled by all of the platforms there. And this will join up with the main line as it comes round. So that's where we're at with that. Good morning and welcome back. It's the following day. Like I said, it's an on-golfing Saturday. So anyway, I've started, obviously, just a brief recap. Let's get you right round. So we've got the raised level basically right the way round there. And then this morning I thought we'd start at the bridges because I wanted to get the clearance right for this bridge that will cross the tracks here. Now originally when I worked it all out, I worked it out a different way and it all worked, but now the clearance isn't high enough. So after a few trial and error goes at it, I've now having to, which is a good thing actually, the back bridge is going to be raised another 2 centimetres. So that has now led me to be able to put this here, put the risers, the woodland scenic risers, that'll lead up to the bridge, but all I've got to do now is cut out a couple of pieces of wood to raise that up, and then I'll be able to have the clearance that I need to get the trains under through this crossover section. So it's taken me about half an hour to work that out. Like I say, mainly through trial and error, and you know, there's always a solution. So don't ever give up on anything. You know, it just sometimes just walking away, getting a cup of tea, even going to bed and leaving it for the day and mulling it over. But like I say, there's always a solution, and if you're 2 millimetres out or whatever, you can stick a bit of cork in there and make it, bring it up, because most of it will all be, well, it will all be covered in the end, and you won't know. So that's where we're at with that, and I'm off to cut myself a couple of bits of wood. Okay, so again, after lots of head scratching, trying to work out the clearance for this bridge, I've come up with a solution. So I've got loads of this, and I hate it really, but this stuff, polystyrene, it's like insulation. I bought a whole pack of it from B&Q some time ago. But anyway, I knew it would come in handy for perhaps terrain making and so on. So this is what we've got, and I'm about to cut up a few more of these blocks. But when this is a bit awkward now because I haven't got my tripod. Hopefully Father Christmas is going to get me one because it's on my list. With my ply, that makes the perfect height to meet the bridge. And if we look down under here, that gives me that gives me loads of clearance. That gives me at least a centimetre, which should be absolutely perfect. So that's the solution, and that's what we're going to go with. And you know, like I say, a lot of this is going to be covered with terrain anyway, and this is only for track bed. And there's always a solution. There's always a way to find a way of solving a problem. It might not be typical modelling. I don't know whether modelling there is a typical way of doing things, but this is John's way, and this is the way that John is going to stick with doing things, because it's the way that my brain works. And I'm sure a lot of you have all your own solutions, but yeah, that's mine. So we're going to move on, and I can get some more track bed laid. Right, okay, so after saying that I wanted to get this bit at the front done today, I'm kind of there, but anyway, what I've done, as you may have seen in the last sequence, I spent some time getting this all lined up to the bridge at the back. Had to raise that slightly, but that matches now up with the Woodland Scenics risers. And continuing over here, you'll see that I've got a section there that matches up with the bridge nicely, which then gave me the clearance over the mainline. Actually, the raised track we're building here is part of the main line. It's kind of figure of 8 really, but the strangest figure of 8 you'll ever see. But it gives it twice round the cabin on a good run. So anyway, we've got that. We've got the clearance, which was what I was trying to achieve there. There's a good centimetre clearance under there. And then I decided to carry on because I needed to get this kind of set in, if you like. Nothing's glued down yet. I'm probably going to put some track down first, and just to see how it runs. These gradients, because I didn't quite have enough of the Woodland Scenics gradient sets left, so basically I went on their premise that every 2 foot you come down 1/2 inch, so I had enough room to get right flat down. But what I wanted to do is come right round here, and it's right round, and then this is what I had left of the Woodland Scenics, which takes me right down and back into what will be Exehaven Central Station. So effectively I'm nearly there now. I've just got this gap there to fill in. There's Exehaven Harbour Station in the distance. Yeah, so that's been a good day's work in here. I'm well pleased. So from where the Woodland Scenics risers go there, we've got basically all the raised bed for the main line sorted. So I mean, to be fair, most of the main line is kind of raised really, apart from the bit at Exehaven Central Station where these tracks run into now. So yeah, so that's a good lot of work. So fair bit of cutting wood, especially like the curved pieces. They took a little while to figure out, but basically all I do with that, like I might have mentioned earlier, is just use the jack setters, and I find the sort of kind of curve that I want round the back here. That's 24 inch, just along this bit here, and I've tried to put a little bit of a nice little curvy bit in there. But anyway, we'll see how that works, because that may change if that don't work, but I'm sure it will. And yeah, I just use the outside edge and I just follow it around on the. I sort of trace it onto the wood, and then I leave enough room. So I think it's about 6.3 centimetres for the width of the track bed, which allows two track main line to go on it. So yeah, so we've got well into that, much further than I thought I was going to get today. But yeah, I think you can say my mojo is certainly back. I've had to move the mess round as I go. I've got nowhere to put it at the moment, which is a bit annoying. You know, as I go on and I get further into it, I should make more room for myself. So that will come in time, but at the moment I'm just going to have to live with that. But yeah, so there we are. So I won't be doing anything tomorrow, which is Sunday, but I'm hoping to have another session out here Monday, and I'll get that gap filled in there up to the risers, and then we'll probably close this episode out, and hopefully I can get that posted by the end of the week. Right, okay, so welcome back. Following day, or was it? No, it was a day later. This is Monday. I had Sunday, it didn't come out here yesterday. So what I've been doing this morning is trying to finish up this bit here. So this is where the track now starts curving in. So I've made these two pieces this morning, and this will join up with the raised section, which is now raised, the Exehaven Harbour station, and that now I've just got to fit in this bit here, and it will take us, this will join up to the Exehaven Harbour. There'll be a little junction here before the risers, and that'll take us off over the back bridge there follow it round where it comes down on the inner section, down on the Woodland Scenics risers and down into Exehaven Harbour Station, where we come out of there, go round over the middle bridge as will be, under the bridge that we built the other day, right round the back, right round and back to where we are now. So we're well underway, and it is really just this last bit to cut out so that everything joins up, and hopefully I can get some track laid at some point, but nothing will be fixed down. I will try it all out. There may be one or two gradients or parts of this gradient that aren't quite right, but I think even just by looking at it, it's fine. So everything has been worked out based on these 2% gradient risers from Woodland Scenics anyway, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So yeah, so here we are. We're almost at a point where everything is starting to join up again, so I'm going to have a bit of lunch now, and I may come back out here this afternoon and fix these last pieces in. Right, okay, so this will be the final segment of this video, and as you can see, we've got the Exehaven Harbour Station raised level. We've now got cut into there the main line coming round. So if we just follow this, if you follow that where it's just cut in there, this comes right round now. Bit of platform on there, the place is in a right mess, but it will be tidied up at some point. And at the back here we're going right round. We've got a corner piece there that I've used in the past, so a bit more recycling. Actually all the board I've got here is being reused from what I've been doing before. Then we go on to the raised sort of the Woodland Scenics risers, to the piece that I'd already put in. This was the bridge section that we were trying to get the right height on the other day. Then we come across my scratch built Barmouth type bridge, and this is the double track main line, which then runs down here and into Exehaven Central Station, past the Bosch drill tower, and then we come round, and then we get on to the Woodland Scenics riser section again, which takes us up and up, and then this comes round to the back. I'm still not sure about this little kink here, but we'll have a little look at that in time. And then we come right round the back, or not right round the back, this is the plywood in front of the Woodland Scenics risers, and then we come across here, come across to the End Scenic bridge, sadly no longer in existence, I don't think, End Scenic. And then we come back to the risers again, and it takes us back down to here. So there's a really good day's work there. So a good few days work there. I've really gone at it, hence why the mess as well, because I've just got on with it. I've just ignored all the sawdust and everything that's being created. I'm doing most of the cutting outside. Fortunately the weather's been quite kind to me here. So anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for this year, I think. I don't think I'll get a video at Christmas holidays. So, I mean, it just goes to say to all of you, from all of us here at Exehaven, Happy Christmas, and have a really prosperous and good new year. It's been a tough year for us here, and we're coming through now. But hence why the videos have been a bit off and on this year. It's been a bit of a tough year. So thanks very much for all your support, and we'll see you in 2025. Cheers everyone.